Hey there folks, it's Lucifer coming back at you with another video. Now, people have seen me do various review videos in the past about different organizations. This is one of those videos. An organization that I've been rudimentarily aware of for quite some time, but haven't really given too much attention until now, is a very unique and interesting organization, and I wanted to share with all of you guys about them. Before I get into that, I am not a member of this organization, just as I am not truly a member of the Cult of Cthulhu, which is another organization that I actually gave a very positive review for a while back. I am friendly with many of their members. I have joined their Discord. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be using it too much because it really is overwhelming for me, and I'm a little bit of a fuddy-duddy that way, and whatnot. So, sorry to the Discord people, I am there, it's just, I don't really understand how to work it. One thing though, one really interesting thing is that there is other organizations out there that are considered satanic and whatnot. And just like the Cult of Cthulhu, which does not openly promote the Satanic Bible or anything overtly, directly satanic, it is considered a subgenre of Satanism. And this organization, while being overtly satanic, does the same thing and does not openly promote the Satanic Bible or LaVey's teachings directly. Now, I want to touch on this because in my previous video, I made a video talking about how you can tell if you are a real Satanist or not. And I was mentioning and talking mostly about how the Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey is intended to be a mirror of sorts to let you see yourself and whatnot, and see whether or not you are a Satanist or not, and whether or not you can jive with the basic philosophy of Satanism. In that video, in that video, I was very careful to say that the Satanic Bible is not the end-all to Satanism. It is just our root philosophy. Okay, this is the entry point, the gate to entering the wider world of Satanism. And I was careful to state that after the Satanic Bible and pretty much the Satanic rituals are the two big key points, the Satanic Bible being the most important thing to read, people were free to mostly go into other subgenres of Satanism, such as Luciferianism, excuse me for a moment. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what was going on, but for some reason my Goonie dog was barking at something. Yeah, he bathed at a leaf. Anyway, so where was I? Okay. I mentioned in my previous video on how reading the Satanic Bible was one of the basic root fundamentals. And if you jive with it, if you flow with what it's saying, and you see yourself in that book reflected there, then more than likely you are a Satanist. But if you don't, this is probably not the path for you. And I was very careful to state that you're not constrained totally to that book. There are many subgenres and denominations of Satanism. And this is one of those. And what I'm going to state quite clearly right now is this is one of the exceptions that is a group that does not overtly push LaVey's teachings, but is actual Satanism. These guys are very real. You don't get much more real Satanism than this, other than just hands down. Why? Well, I'll get into that a little bit later. So this organization is called Temple of the Ascending Flame. And I've been peripherally, I've been rudimentary. Yeah, my tongue is tied. I've been minorly aware of these guys for quite some time. I've had some of their material in my library quite recently. They were founded on December 21st, 2012. This is the day before Yule, which makes them 1 year older than the Satanic Temple, who started up in 2013, and is definitely not real Satanists. These guys are very real, okay? They are out there, they are real. Let's just put it that way. I will be throwing a link to their website down below, and I advise everybody, go check them out. They are worth checking out. So, the whole question is, are they worth your time? Well, yeah. Definitely. They are definitely worth everybody's time. These guys are what's called draconians, okay? Now, draconian Satanism is a bit of a harsher take on Satanism, and it's definitely not for everybody. From what I was reading recently on them and reading of their material, they're actually pretty lightweight as draconians go, but right in there where their magical practices are. Recently I've been working on a new lust ritual to incorporate into our system, and I was put onto these guys by, ironically, a Pornhub video that I caught, talking that incorporated an element of one of these guys' ritual. Now, I really wasn't too interested in the actual video. I was interested in the ritual that the young lady was performing and how she was incorporating these elements and where she got her reference material from. And at first I didn't realize it was Temple of the Ascending Flame that she was referencing, and I don't think she did either, because the material that she was using was from a totally different website called Paratantra, which only gave a small fragment of the greater ritual at large that was utilized. The ritual that they were giving a fragment of was completely in the wrong context. And just whatever. And I just recently discovered the same ritual in its full context from the Temple of the Ascending Flame. And I'm like, wow, this is actually really good stuff. And so I've been reading through it and trying to understand on how they go about things. Now, why I say that they are legitimate Satanists when they have no connection to Anton LaVey or whatnot. I didn't actually say they have no connection to Anton LaVey. These guys are actually descended from practitioners of Anton LaVey in that they acknowledge Setianism. Okay, the Temple of the Ascending Flame has a very strong tie to the concepts of Setianism and Michael Aquino. Now, anybody who knows anything is the Temple of Set is a direct offshoot and child of the original Church of Satan from their 1975 schism, split up, where Michael Aquino and Anton LaVey had a falling out, and Michael Aquino went his own way, took a lot of members of the Church of Satan with him, and they founded the Temple of Set and Setianism. Setianism is a subgenre of LaVeyan Satanism, but with a very strong theistic twist, as well as focusing on the Egyptian elements of Satanism rather than the Judeo-Christian elements. Much of Satanism is based on Judeo-Christianism, and it can honestly be said to be, in many, many regards, a multicultural adoption of different pagan elements, as well as a complete inversion of the Christian religion. And that's just in general. So when I say that, think about the context there and the overall statement. I know a lot of people in Satanism, they don't like the notion of being called inverted Christians, but that's sort of what it is. Now, Draconianism, it's called Draconian because in a way they honor Tiamat the dragon, which is another variant of Satan, the dark goddess. These guys have a whole pantheon that they acknowledge. They acknowledge 4 crown princes. They acknowledge, especially in this case, the 4 reigning queens of hell, who are called the angels of prostitution, or the patron angels of sacred prostitution. Sacred prostitution is a subject that I will go into in a completely different video, but nevertheless, these are the 4 goddesses that laid with Adam, Samael, and many of the crown princes of hell, and they've got many demons. Chief among these 4 patron goddesses is Lilith. She is the only human, supposedly, to become a demon and one of these queens. The other 3 were angels that fell with Lucifer during the Great Fall. They fought alongside him, and they fell with him, and they became succubi, various forms of succubi. So, another thing is these guys also acknowledge Hecate. Hecate is often seen in many different occult traditions, from Wicca, general paganism, heathenism, Norse paganism. Hecate is a dark goddess, and she is considered the mother of witchcraft or whatnot, whereas Lilith is said to be the very first witch. Hecate is a different goddess. She's a triple face. She represents the maiden mother in Crone, and it's just a whole different subject in and of herself. These guys acknowledge that just as much as we do here at the Satanic Thulian Society. Satanic Thulian Society and Temple of the Ascending Flame are very much in line. The patron god of the Temple of the Ascending Flame, just like Satanic Thulian Society, is Lucifer, who we believe is Satan in this context. Lucifer and Satan both being just names to something else. They call the energy field that we acknowledge as being like a subcurrent of energy to the entire world that is Satan, and hell not. They call it the draconian current. Much of what they preach is the exact same thing that we look into as well here. We just use different terminologies. So, where is this organization in conjunction with the rest of Satanism? The Temple of the Ascending Flame is its own different organization. It is 100% free to join. They have no magical orders or whatnot. All their materials online are 100% free. The only thing they ask in return is that you write down your findings after performing the rituals, what the results were and whatnot, and you send it to them and you share it with them. That is their only requirement. They don't ask for money. They're not in this for money. They are in it for true spirituality. And in that regard, these guys are pretty awesome. Again, I am going to throw a link to their website down below. And I advise everybody, go check them out. Go study about these guys. These guys practice real Satanism. Okay? This is hardcore Satanism. Now, the next part I'm going to state is probably my only drawback with these individuals. One thing that definitely differentiates Satanic Thulian Society from a lot of theistic groups, and yes, the Temple of the Ascending Flame and Satanic Thulian Society are both considered theistic organizations, as we do actually believe in a very real Satan. Though our philosophies in the bare roots may be different, we both acknowledge Satan as being very real, the host of hell being very real, and we acknowledge these powers to be very real. One thing that differentiates STS from the rest of theistic Satanism, in a large part, not every group is like what I'm about to say, some are much more like us, is that STS does not really do blood rituals. It's not that we are completely against them. We can perform them if we so choose. It's just one of those things that it is a once in a blue moon event where we would actually utilize blood in a ritual. Some of the rituals that the Temple of the Ascending Flame have put out require the use of blood. And this is not symbolic blood, this is actual blood. Oftentimes taken from the practitioner in a voluntary giving. The reason why we don't utilize this practice is we feel that while it can be utilized at times and there are appropriate times for its use, in general speaking, the use of blood in rituals can draw really negative energies to you. We feel that blood should, for the most part, stay where it is most useful in a person's body. We don't really want to use it in our rituals very much. There he goes again. I'm going to ignore him. Yeah. So that is my only real drawback. And really, it's not too much of a drawback. They don't seem to use blood very often in their rituals, but it is present. For the most part, their rituals seem very straightforward, pragmatic, and simple to perform. And with their permission, STS would like to utilize some of their stuff in our material. And that will be up to us. This will be stuff that we keep in-house for the most part. And yeah. So there's that. So tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys have found these guys before and looked into their stuff before, and performed some of the rituals that they describe in their PDF section, which I advise everybody to look at. They have an expansive PDF section of various rituals and philosophies and whatnot, which is very comprehensive. They also do have several books out apparently, which I advise people to also look into. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. You know the routine. Go check out the Satanic Thulian Society website, which is also, as usual, linked down below. And until next time, I'm Lucifer Lake Border. I'm out of here.